So part of the walking tour of Woods Hole, we go through the garden here, which is right behind Challenger House. These gardens here look great. Just put some new fencing up. People who work for the Oceanographic Institution for Hui, they are able to have the gardens themselves here. But I want to focus on some of the trees that are here, including one of my favorite trees that I've seen anywhere in the world. I love California, I love sequoias, I love the redwoods, but this is a copper beech. And what's the significance of this? Well, Joseph Story Fay, who I've mentioned several times in the tour already, had lived not only in Swampscott, Mass, but also Savannah, Georgia. So he brought a lot of non-native trees to New England. And this copper beech here, we figure this is close to 200 years old, probably about 180, 190 years. You see some of the other copper beeches here around Woods Hole. Another significant part of Joseph Story Fay was his gardener. He had a gardener named Michael Walsh. Michael Walsh developed the Rambler Rose, and this area here, which the gardens are in for the Hui Gardens right now, were where the Walsh Rose Gardens were. The Rambler Rose, known worldwide, Michael Walsh was responsible for that, and you can just imagine what this was like back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, covered with rose bushes and the beautiful gardens that were here. So 1765, the house behind us, the Challenger House, was actually built. This was the primary house of Joseph Story Fay. As I mentioned, he moved here to Woods Hole in 1850. But the history of the house, and I think one of the more interesting stories about Woods Hole, goes all the way back to 1777. We're in the middle of the American Revolution. The British have their ships parked off Tarpaulin Cove and Elizabeth Islands. They decided to attack Woods Hole one night. And when they attacked Woods Hole, where did they come? They came right here. The Swift family was here. Mrs. Manassas Swift was here. And unfortunately, the British sailors that came in stole her chickens, her cows, her pigs, and took off with that. She took her broom out and she shook the broom at them and actually drove them away. A couple days later, the British would unsuccessfully attack the town of Falmouth itself. But there was an actual attack here, the British, from Tarpaulin Cove right up here to Challenger House. But thanks to Mrs. Swift, we drove them off. Little harbor in Woods Hole, we've got Martha's Vineyard in the background. This is the original settlement here at Woods Hole. The 13 settlers came down from Sandwich, equal-sized lots, had some salt works over on the west side here. Coast Guard base is behind us right now. Ferry service going back all the way to the early 1800s. Ferry service going to the vineyard from here.